So I decided to move to Italy at the age of 22. I lived there for 9 months. Before I decided to live there, I had a low self-esteem, low self-worth. Every now and then I'll get symptoms of depression. So at the age of 20, high symptoms of depression, the feelings of depression. And I told myself I was depressed. About 21, I do believe it went down. Those symptoms, those feelings went. I think it's because I was social, very social. I was always with people. I never dated. I never went out with any girls, but I was always with people. And by the time I went to Italy, the symptoms came back almost instantly. It's strange because I just assumed that as soon as I live in Italy, my life would be just fantastic. And to be fair, in a lot of ways it was. I was learning Italian and I was living in an Italian city. That's fantastic, surely. But then why did my symptoms of depression just come back? The thing is, I romanticized in my head, oh, if I just live in Italy, then my life would be great. I can post on social media and people are going to think I'm really cool and like me and think, wow, that Jay character is so cool. He lives in Italy. None of us live in Italy. We all live in England with shit weather. He lives in Italy. So I just assumed that my life would be so good if I just lived in Italy. So I did live in Italy and I really wanted to. But then why did my depression symptoms more or less come back instantly? There's a few reasons. Before I came to Italy, I had very low self-esteem and I had no girlfriend, no women into me. Basically, I wasn't doing what all men should be doing, which is fucking. As men, what do we all really want? We all want to fuck, and I wasn't doing that. So of course my brain is gonna have low self-esteem, like, oh, no women are attracted to me, and I just assumed it's because I was autistic and the thoughts were just casually getting worse and worse. There's something wrong with me, or I'm retarded, I'm a freak. All those thoughts went into my head. So as soon as I went to Italy, my problems didn't go. My problems weren't fixed at all. Like traveling, no matter how cool it may seem, traveling won't fix your problems. If you've got poor mental health, low self-esteem, whatever, depressed symptoms, they're not just going to go away when you travel. And that's something I had to learn the hard way, because as soon as I lived in Italy, I had no friends. I found it very difficult being social. I found it difficult enough being in England with people that spoke English. I was living in a country in which I didn't speak the language. I didn't speak Italian back then. Yes, I was learning. I think at that point I was speaking very basic bar talk Italian, but I had no friends. I didn't know how to make friends. So naturally, I spent a lot of my time alone. So this having no friends, I had no family. Yes, I could Skype with my mum or speak to my best friend as well. Yeah, that's great. Don't get me wrong. But I didn't have any family around me. And of course, not having any friends, not having a social life, no sex. So all these things just compounded and I had depression symptoms. The only problem was back then was I just assumed I'll be like that for the rest of my life. And I just assumed I was getting these feelings because, well, I'm autistic. I'm not going to make it far because I'm just autistic. No woman's going to love me. I'm just going to be, lonely and single for the rest of my life. And I just assumed that would be my reality forever. And I assumed that these depression symptoms came was because I kind of deserved them and it'd be better if I weren't around. Basically, I just thought there's something wrong with me. So I thought, what's the point of living life? What's the point of trying to focus on my life when there's something wrong with me, when I've got brain damage, or I literally thought this about myself. I've got brain damage, or I'm retarded. I literally thought this about myself. What I didn't realize, I wasn't really taught this, and the way I looked at depression, I don't just believe that you get depression for no reason. I believe that it's there for a reason. I think of the symptoms of depression as like feedback. It's your body giving you feedback that something isn't right. Let's think physically. For the past month, I've been having pains in my feet. I just constantly, in my calves, I had to stop exercising, stop doing exercising because there's always a pain in my feet. And even when I wake up, I walk down the stairs. Next thing you know, I'd pull my foot and I go, oh, my foot starts hurting. And I think, why is that happening? What that pain is in my feet is something's not right. So what I've been doing is I've been really stretching my calves and been lots of foot exercises, ankle mobility exercises, and the pain has now stopped. I don't get pain anymore. So I'm going to resume working out, or I'm going to resume cardio very soon. But that was just my body physically letting me know that something's not right. That, well, hold on a minute. Well, I don't exactly know what happened. I'm not a physiotherapist, but I'm just assuming that my feet just needed some mobility exercises. It just needs like, whoa, before you start doing, running on the treadmill, just look after your ankles, look after your calves, do some stretches. And that's literally what I did, was I was doing some stretches and then boom, now I have no pain. Brilliant. And I'm still doing stretches now. So that's my body's way of letting me know that something not right with your feet. Like, let's just calm down with the exercises. And I believe that's the same with depression. It's your brain kind of giving you those feelings here, because that's where you feel it. That's where you feel it. You feel the pain, you feel the sadness here, right where your heart, right in the middle. And I believe that's your body telling you something's not right. There's something not not right with your life, so you need to change it. So the brain is going, I'm going to give you these feelings of depression to make you do something more with your life. Like, right, get out the house a bit more. Let's do a little bit of exercise, because humans aren't supposed to be lying in bed all day scrolling on their phone. Let's just give you those feelings of feeling like shit so you can actually do something with your life. And I didn't know that back then. I just assumed, oh, my life sucks. Oh, there's nothing I can do about it. I might as well kill myself. Whereas what I started doing was I started slowly improving my life. I just slowly did it. I slowly improved my life. Give it a year down the line, I actually had a girlfriend. I finally got a girlfriend. I was 24 and I finally had myself a girlfriend. And obviously I was happy, I was having sex, I was getting that sort of gratification. And I haven't been depressed since. I haven't been depressed since that time in Italy. Yes, I've felt feelings of depression or felt really sad, but I don't just put it into a box of I'm depressed, I'm gonna lie around all day, I can't do anything with my life. I just see it as, okay, something's not right. So just kind of long story short, what was wrong with me? When I was depressed, what was wrong with me? No friends, no family, no women in my life, no self-esteem. I wasn't really socializing much. It's my body telling me that something wasn't right in my life. It doesn't just happen overnight. I didn't just get rid of it overnight, but it was like as soon as I started working on myself, started being on self-improvement over the years, like the symptoms just disappeared. Like I started becoming more of the man I want to be. I started earning a bit more money, started dating, got back to the UK and socialized a lot, and I just felt like more elated. Those symptoms just disappear. So the story I'm trying to kind of get to you is your depression is feedback. You haven't got depression because you're autistic or you're ADHD or you're destined to be depressed the rest of your life on antidepressants. I don't believe that in the slightest. I believe it's just feedback. And it gave me very powerful feedback when I was 23, living alone in Italy. So I thought, oh, I'll just move to Italy and life will be great. And I was wrong. Life sucked worse. It wasn't the cure. The cure is to better your life, improve your life and get onto self-improvement. If you're overweight, let's start working on losing that weight. Your body is telling you you're not supposed to be a fat fuck for the rest of your life. That's not what humans are supposed to be for. If you're not having sex with any women, your body is saying, well, I want to reproduce. That's the ultimate masculine purpose in life, is to reproduce. So you need to start improving your life so you can actually start having sex. You need to start socializing with people. We are humans. We're supposed to be tribal. We're supposed to be together. We're not supposed to be separate and isolated and locked in our rooms, scrolling on our phones. We're supposed to be like tribal creatures that together, we survive when we're together. Think of a tribe. They wouldn't survive being the lone wolf. No, he'll just fucking die. Like he would just like die on his own, being eaten by wolves, whereas a pack, you would survive. So naturally I believe we are these social creatures where we survive together. So that's why when we're together, we've got people around us, strong people. Like there's no way we can feel like shit. There's no way we can feel depressed. So I believe that this depression was just feedback for me. And I have not been depressed since. I've been sad. I've been sad at times, but I've also been very happy. I've been very purposeful, and it's one thing I'm never going to do is identify with depression ever again. I used to identify it and think, yep, that's me. And because I told myself I'm depressed, I became more depressed. So that's kind of the lesson here, is don't identify it. Just see it as feedback. If you're feeling it, it's feedback. It's feedback telling you that something's not right. So get a book, get a diary, start writing. What don't you like about your life and start working on those areas to improve it. If it's social skills, you haven't got a good social life, that's something you need to work on. If it's your job, that's something you need to work on. And that's the lesson I learned. And that's the lesson I wish I'd learned when I was 23, but it took me a lot of time feeling like absolute shit to then realize, hang on a minute, what the fuck? Oh, I'm not destined for this shit. I'm not destined to be depressed the rest of my life. Fuck that. Fuck that. Hope it makes sense.